Margaret Nduta Masara is a Kenyan woman who was caught in Vietnam trying to transport, to smuggle like 2 kgs of cocaine. So her story has been making headlines in Kenya, and so far they have already found the person who took Nduta to Vietnam. The person is called John, but we have an agent in Kenya who lied to Nduta that they are taking Nduta to Saudi Arabia. Nduta was supposed to do house help work in Saudi Arabia, but how she found herself in Vietnam is another mystery. So the woman that took Nduta to Saudi Arabia is an agent, and then she's called Lillian. Yeah, Lillian took medical report for Nduta because if you're moving to Arab areas or maybe Gulf, you have to go for medical checkup. They check if you have these and these communicable diseases, and then they clear you. After they clear you, you need to have a Kenyan passport. So there's these agents in Kenya. I won't name their agent's name, but this woman is called Lillian. So she took everything about Nduta, the passport and everything. Funny thing, she was supposed to go to Saudi Arabia, and how she found herself in Ethiopia for 10 days is still a mystery. Now imagine you are supposed to go to Saudi Arabia because we have Arabian airline here in Kenya that goes direct to Saudi Arabia, but how she found herself in Ethiopia for 10 days, I think the report says that she was in Ethiopia for 10 days. She was being coached on how to transfer these drugs from one place to another. So people were asking, why did she go to Ethiopia for 10 days? Yeah. And everything like the report, medical report was done in Kenya. And she found herself in Ethiopia for 10 days. It's rumored that she went to Ethiopia by road, not by flight. So she was supposed to connect from Ethiopia to Vietnam and Thailand, Cambodia, so that she can go to Vietnam with those drugs. But she was caught in Vietnam. So people are still asking many questions. What transpired in Ethiopia? Why was she in Ethiopia for 10 days? So as a young woman who's trying to make her life better by going to Gulf areas, please be very careful with these agents, because these agents are working with people who smuggle drugs. Like Lillian in this instance, she was working with John, and John was supposed to pay Lillian to pay Margaret Nduta Masara 167,000 Kenya shillings so that she can transport these drugs from Ethiopia to Vietnam. And when you're using your logic, like these are 2 kg of drugs. Now imagine if she successfully managed to move these drugs from Ethiopia to Vietnam. Imagine how many families would have get lost, yeah, maybe by these drugs from Vietnam to Laos, yeah. Many families will have gone, lost many family members through drug addiction. So the government should deal with these agents. They should put strict measures about these Kenyan agents that take people to Saudi Arabia, because if we don't deal with the root cause of this madness, yeah, if it wasn't for this Lillian lady who took Nduta to Ethiopia, then from Ethiopia she met John, and John who made how do you call it, an agreement between her and John, like, I'll pay you 167,000 if you manage to transfer this suitcase from here to Vietnam. You see, you find that if we had something in place, like the government, that the strict measures by government will curb this madness. You won't find people being stranded in a foreign countries, being executed in foreign countries because of just small things, because we don't vet well these agents that take people to Gulf. And as a young woman, yeah, people gonna use you. I've told you, yeah, you are there out there for greener pastures, and then you find that people will lure you with a lot of promises, especially if you meet people who are into drugs. transporting drugs from one place to another, you find that they'll give you like a nice offer. Like if someone gives you like 100,000 Kenya shillings, you feel like it's a lot of money. If you have never touched 100,000 Kenya shillings, you feel like it's too much. Yeah. And for them, they are making more money through you. And they're going to lure you to transport this stuff from one place to another. And also, I've told you, we have these guys that will lure you to signing an agreement that you don't know. Like someone will say that, I have this bank account. People are doing scamming online. So you find that someone will use your passport. As a young lady, you move to Qatar, maybe Saudi Arabia, maybe you move to Dubai, you move to Oman. You find that we have these African brothers, yeah? Because you are lonely in maybe Saudi Arabia, and then you fall in love with these our brothers. Very nice. They are very charming. They will give you a lot of money and promises. Then you end up giving them your details, your passport details, because we have some other accounts, online accounts. You have to open using your passport and your KRA and everything. So you find that because you're in love as a young woman, maybe you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, you are in love, maybe this is your first love, they will just lure you into signing agreements that you don't know. So you find that someone will use your details, your biometrics, to open a bank account that will be doing scamming online. And once the FBI and CIA, they found out that this account has been using to scam people online, and then the money being sent to this account, you find that this account will be linked to your name. So I have seen many women in Saudi, Europe, US, they get scammed by these men, and then you find that they go into troubles, you get executed because of this and this, you are in jail. You find that we have like even Kenyan, how do you call them, socialites. These are Kenyan socialites who was jailed in Nigeria because they were transporting drugs from one place to another. So you find that they are still in jail because you are looking for money, yeah? And then the social media hype, like you want to show people like you are doing it in life, you made it in life. Now imagine if Margaret Nduta had managed to transfer those drugs to Vietnam and then she was paid. Maybe the people who follow her on social media will be like, you are traveling a lot. Today you are in Vietnam, tomorrow you are in Laos, you are in Cambodia, you are in Ethiopia. So you are doing good. I want to be like you. In real sense, you don't know what people are going through, what people are transporting, what people are doing in real life. So be very careful with social media and how people treat you out there, because people, they will lie to you like they love you. For you, you've never been loved back at home. Like if it's a girl, she has never been loved. She has never been shown love by the parents. Maybe you are living with your grandma. Now you get the chance to move to Gulf. You find that if a man tells you that they love you, you'll trust them because you've never been loved. No one has ever told you they loved you. You don't have even brothers back at home. Your dad has never told you like you are the best thing that ever happened to him. Yeah. So we don't blame the girls, but we blame the agents. If the government has a way of curbing these agents, it's good. They should do like a scrutiny, like is it legit? Is it worth it? If someone uses these agents, are they going to do the right job? So for Nduta, we blame Lillian's agents. And that's terrible, yeah? The family is going through a lot because their kin is about to be executed in a foreign land. They will not even have to say goodbye or maybe say that I love you for the last time. So it's terrible. So maybe we're going to see how it goes, because the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Corilla, has already had a conversation with the foreign minister in Vietnam. So I think they're going to work it out. So let's hope for the best. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.